In 2021, we saw some fantastic payware get released for both Microsoft Flight Simulator and X-Plane 11, but in this video, we're going to take a look at 3 upcoming aircraft that we're really excited about in 2022 and beyond. Firstly, arguably the most anticipated release of 2022 is of course PMDG's 737 for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. On February the 14th, they announced that the product is now entering beta testing and that, I quote, "the state of the add-on is mostly conforming to the final product." PMDG are currently working on refinements to the heads-up display, as well as things such as the ground service vehicles and the traffic collision avoidance system, or TCAS. It's also nice to see that we'll be able to do things like loading flight plans from SimBrief upon the release of the aircraft. At least to me, this shows that PMDG are not planning on cutting any corners in the development process and are very serious about their product. Which, knowing PMDG, is of course no surprise, even though the 737 has been delayed multiple times. The company's Robert Randazzo says that they are currently starting to look at refining details and that effort is now being streamed into searching for distinct platform issues, meaning problems and challenges that stem from the team's lack of familiarity with Microsoft Flight Simulator. As for FPS, Randazzo has said that they're currently unable to provide any numbers on frame rate since the company is using a development build of the product, which isn't necessarily optimized for performance. He did, however, mention the following. "Last night I tested the beta release by simply loading MSFS without any of the other development tools, and I was quite pleased with the performance results. So much so, in fact, that I thought something must be wrong." Randazzo also mentioned that performance results are right in line with other products available for the platform, and that they'll be providing some more FPS numbers once they get a chance. Similar to PMDG's DC-6, the 737's lighting was redone from the ground up to take full advantage of Microsoft Flight Simulator's lighting system. And you can see that here in this picture as the sun reflects on the fuselage and the wings. The release of PMDG's 737 promises to be a major milestone for MSFS, since it'll be the first study-level modern airliner for the platform. Microsoft Flight Simulator has brought a lot of traffic to the flight sim genre, and this product will be the first time Microsoft Flight Simulator fans will be able to experience a high-fidelity simulation of one of the world's most prominent airliners. Hopping over the fence into X-Plane, there is definitely no shortage of aircraft to look forward to. I think I might start off here with something that we're really excited about, which is the Flight Factor 777 V2 and the 787. In recent years, we have seen some spectacular freeware and payware come out for X-Plane, but in terms of long-haul airliners, it seems to me that P3D has always had the upper hand with aircraft like the PMDG 747 and 777. There's a chance that this will change with the release of Flight Factor's 777. Although it's of course too early to start comparing the PMDG 777 with Flight Factor's upcoming rendition, as one of the oldest developers for the platform, Flight Factor have a solid portfolio of products which have been getting better over time. In particular, I personally was really impressed to see them optimize their A320, which I still find is a very respectable product. Anyways, drawing our attention to the 777, Flight Factor has published some really interesting previews of their upcoming product. You can see here that the engine cowling is movable, maybe even hinting that they're trying to implement some sort of maintenance system. Additionally, we've got animated ground crew and icing effects, along with an overhauled 3D model of the cockpit and the aircraft. As for the systems, Flight Factor seem to be building on all of their prior experience to fully replicate the ins and outs of Boeing's flagship wide-body airliner. To help achieve this goal, one of the company's key developers, who goes by the name of Ramses, has worked on getting type rated on the aircraft in the real world.
We need to make the airplanes more realistic, and we thought of ways of doing that. And the only thing I could come up with for the next stage of our sims is to actually become a real 777 pilot.
This means that one of the main developers of the aircraft is actually qualified to fly the real deal, which gives a lot of confidence in the fidelity of the product and the expertise of the team. Ramses has also mentioned in a blog post that, after getting my ATP training at the United Training Center in Denver and type training at Pan Am Academy in Miami, I'm an officially trained and rated Boeing 777 pilot. He also mentioned the following: "The experience of going through the professional courses in transport aviation, both in the United States and Europe, now gives Flight Factor a unique chance to try and bring that real feeling of cockpit experience into our future models. It has not only to do with the actual system and feel of the airplane, which I've now literally experienced, but also the procedures and techniques used in real transport aviation. It will be a challenge to bring those multi-crew concepts to a single pilot home computer simulation, but we would really like to try and undertake it." As for the 787, Flight Factor have also shown a couple of screenshots of the cockpit, as well as some of the primary flight instruments. It seems that the company is going full steam ahead by developing both the 787 and 777 in parallel. In my opinion, the release of the aircraft will open up a lot of new opportunities for us to explore new and exotic real-world routes, as well as having more ways to participate in events such as VATSIM's Cross the Pond, which involves crossing the Atlantic Ocean. It'll be very interesting to see how Flight Factor's 777 compares to the hugely successful PMDG 777 and how these products will affect the company's future. Up next is Rotate's MD-11, which I know a lot of people are looking forward to. The McDonnell Douglas MD-11 is an American tri-jet wide-body airliner which saw its first prototype all the way back in 1988. The aircraft features a two-crew glass cockpit in contrast to Boeing's older 727, which is an aircraft that already exists in X-Plane. As of October 2021, the real-world MD-11 fleet consists of 102 aircraft, mainly operated by FedEx, UPS, and Western Global airliners, all of which are freighter operators. Most of the airlines that used to use the MD-11 for passenger flights replaced it with the Airbus A330, A340, and Boeing 777 by 2004. KLM was the last airline to fly the MD-11 with passengers, with the last flight taking place in 2014 from Montreal to Amsterdam. Lufthansa Cargo retired their last MD-11 in 2021. Rotate announced that they would be bringing the aircraft to X-Plane all the way back in 2017, which means that at the time of this video, they've been working on it for over 4 years. The only other aircraft the company has released is their MD-80, which after some initial hiccups proved that Rotate has a lot of potential as a company. They've also spent some time detailing the development process of the MD-11 on their website, where they list components that have been simulated. In October 2021, Rotate announced that the MD-11 entered beta, meaning that there is a pretty high chance that we'll be able to fly it sometime this year. This unique jet will hopefully be a worthy addition to the growing number of high-fidelity aircraft in X-Plane. Finally, something I'm personally really excited about is the Falcon 8X by Aerobask. The latest update we've had on this upcoming private jet was in February of 2021 when the development team released a video showcasing a custom heads-up display that highlights the outlines of the runway. The Falcon 8X is by far the largest aircraft that Aerobask have decided to tackle, and it also seems that it's one of their most anticipated. The project is fueled by cooperation between Aerobask and the real-world manufacturer of the Falcon 8X, Dassault Aviation. A forum post by Aerobask states that the flight model includes custom-coded fly-by-wire and protections, all validated by a certified Falcon 8X pilot and in compliance with expected performance. As for the systems, Lionel from Aerobask states that the product will have high-resolution EZ3 avionics with pop-up screens, simulated PFDs and MFDs with reversion, custom FMS, at or close to study-level simulation of electrical, hydraulic, and pneumatic systems and synoptics. Custom failures are planned for a post-release update. The recently released CL650 by Hotstar is one of the only high-fidelity private jets we currently have for X-Plane, and as such it will likely be compared with the Falcon 8X once it gets released. There is a lot to get excited about in the future of X-Plane, so definitely check out the development forum posts and videos that have been released in anticipation of the projects mentioned in this video. I'm also really curious to hear what you're looking forward to in the future of X-Plane. Are you more of a long-haul guy, or is there maybe a helicopter coming out that's a bit more your piece of cake? Let's have a conversation down below in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.